150 million rats in the UK. Okay, that's terrifying. Some are as big as cats. God, it doesn't get any better, does it? And local councils are dealing with 621 infestations every day. Natalie Bungay is Technical Manager at the British Pest Control Association and joins us now. Good morning to you, Natalie.
Good morning, good morning.
Is that right? 150 million rats in the UK?
I haven't counted them personally, but there's quite a few. There's quite a lot. They do breed particularly fast, and also they love the things humans do. So they just follow us around and have a wonderful time, increasing in numbers. But you're right. The new research just show that there's been by Direct Line Insurance, there's been a 12% increase since 2020. So yeah, there's a few about.
So why is that? I mean, there's some areas that are worse than others. We were particularly surprised to read about, I think it was Sunderland, 85% rise, which seems to be the biggest rise, I think. What's happening? Why is this happening?
I mean, in terms of specific areas, there's never going to be a reason that I could focus in on. However, my common sense would always say that that particular area possibly had an increase of knowledge. So communities, whether it was things that the British Pest Control were doing or whether it was local efforts for local authorities, they're just more aware that they can report these things and they should report these things. But also possibly, it's a lot of it was due to COVID and lockdown. This is another assumption that we have, is that, our activities changed. So the rat activity changed, which meant that they were following us back to our homes. And of course, people see them in their homes and report them. So those calls would have increased. So maybe people in Sunderland were working at home more than anyone else in the UK.
Possibly. How can you, can you discourage rats? What can you do to discourage them in the first place?
Absolutely. The one important thing to remember is there's something called a commensal rodent, which means they love the things we do. They live from man's table, from people's table. So the waste that we create, the food that we eat, the buildings that we build, they love these things because they've got a safe place to live in our cavities, and they've got all this food they can feed from in the bins that we put outside that maybe we're not managing properly. So make sure you manage your food waste properly, keep it away from any areas where rats could get to it, and try and make sure you don't have your gardens stacked up with any miscellaneous objects or waste, or if you've been doing some garden work, just keep it to a minimum, because rats will like to live in amongst these things that we stack up in our gardens at the bottom of the garden where we're not really thinking about it. They love that.
And if people don't do that, or if it's kind of late to deal with current infestations, how do you get rid of them? How can they be got rid of, and are there effective treatments?
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of the industry, the main thing that we'll do is what I've just mentioned. We'll manipulate the environments. We'll make sure that they don't really want to be there. And then if we have some residual populations that we need to deal with, we've got various things. We try and do it as humane as possible and as quickly as possible. We use things like traps. We don't like to use chemicals too much in this industry now, so we always want to use physical measures. And then if we need to, we can use things called rodenticides, which are the poisons everybody thinks of when we think of rat control.
Natalie, when you were at school, did you think that you were going to be the technical manager at the British Pest Control Association, which is a fantastic job, but goodness me, I don't know. It's quite the title.
It was a dream from day one. I actually did start doing this job when I was 15 during my school holidays. I knew somebody who had worked in the industry, and I helped them out just for some extra money. And here I am 25 years later. It's insane. So always a dream.
And there are no rats in your house, I bet your rubbish is really, really tidy.
Do you know what? I'm not going to say no, because tomorrow I'm possibly going to find some. So no, I've been lucky enough.
Okay, Natalie, nice to talk to you. It's Natalie Bungay. She is, as I said, technical manager.
Absolutely.